only a small percentage of black men hold valid U.S. passports, which means that an even smaller percentage are part of the Passport Bros movement. What about the overwhelming majority of single black men who are staying here in the United States? And then I told people to read this. This was a statement by USA.gov 2025 that said anyone, regardless of age, can obtain a U.S. passport. There's no age limit to getting a passport, and children of any age need a valid passport for international travel by air. Through those under 16 must apply in person with a parent or guardian. Okay, the reason why I put that there is because people are going to be like, well, that doesn't, that's not all the adults. You get the whole USA population. I'm like, yeah, the reason why I did the USA population is because even infants can get passports. So they in there as well. God dang it. Here's all the links to the Google spreadsheet showing the population, to the datacommons.org showing the U.S. population, travelstate.gov. If you guys travel, you should be very familiar with that website. And then u.gov, which had the information on who holds U.S. passports. So this is the narrative in these spaces. Black men, just get your passport. Stop dating in the United States. That's a very final type of answer. Stop dating in the United States, okay? So I told you guys how it breaks down. 340 million in the U.S. Valid U.S. passports, 169 million. That's 49%. Black/African American population, 48.2 million. Black/African Americans with the valid U.S. passport, 16.4 million. That's 34%. And then I said most black men are staying right here. How do they find wives since checking out or getting your passport isn't an option? Now, there was some pushback where people were saying, well, why is Passport Bros, why is that not an option? It is an option for a small minority of black men. And I've discussed this before. If you are familiar with my channel, I've posed this question already. But now since we're here and I see this ramping up a little bit more, the guy's saying, get your passport. Every time we do a Pop the Balloon show, every time we do a Meet to Marry review, that brother just needs to leave and get his passport. So this is me kind of level setting the conversation to let black men know that everybody, matter of fact, it's not even about getting a passport. Damn near the majority of the United States don't want to travel overseas. No matter what these people are talking about in regards to the presidential election, we got to find some safe haven countries to go to. Ain't nobody going nowhere. And like I said, black people have 34%. 34% of black people have passports. Okay? And that's everybody from infants all the way up to the elderly. So black men are a small percentage of that 34%. I cannot pinpoint it because it is very tough to find specific information on gender, race, and gender passports. But 34%. Black women travel more. Well, let me say this. Women travel more than men. Okay, so out of that 34%, a lion's share of that is, black women. And then black men are a small percentage. Now, with those black men who have passports, how do you know that they're passport bros or not? Let's say that there's 18% of black men. No, it's too high. 34%. Let's say that there's 12% of black men, 15% of black men who hold passports. Let's just say that much, okay? So, aren't married black men in that group? Aren't men who just want to travel for fun and they dating here and they don't mind it? They're not trying to move overseas to find women, right? So what percentage of those black men passport holders are actually passport bros? You guys tell me in the comment section. If I'm telling you that about approximately 15% of black men hold passports, and then you got married dudes in there, whoever don't want to stay overseas to find women, how many of that 15% is passport bros? Be honest. Are they the majority of that 15%? I would say no, because when I travel 53 countries, I rarely see black men. I see them, but not as much as I see white men and Indian men and Asian men. I promise you, every country that I've been to, there's always been Asian men there and East Indian men. And white men just roaming around having a good old time. We'll see a black man and we end up speaking because it's very rare. So yes, I'm not saying black men don't travel, but what I am saying is in regards to saying why isn't Passport Bros an option, because of the fact that the majority of black men don't want to leave the states, or they're not a part of the movement. Okay, so that's why I'm saying that. IQS said a majority of them will keep their butt right here in the U.S. And you know what's funny, IQS? They don't see that as a negative. They like, cool, I'm good in the States. You remember when the Passport Bros, all that discourse was going on? It's been black men talking mess about Passport Bros, saying that, man, y'all the dudes that can't get women here. They think that the Passport Bros are the guys that can't get women. And it really has nothing to do with that. But you can't explain that to them because they already have this mindset or this idea in their head about these black men. I promise you, in the black community, the people who don't like black men or the Passport Bros, their avatar of a Passport Bro is a guy who is overweight, just scraped up a little bit of money to go overseas to get some booty, teeth messed up, can't get women here, the leftovers. That is their avatar for a Passport Bro. We know it's not true, but that keeps them comfortable in whatever they believe. They don't know that there are literally Passport Bros that are millionaires. They don't know that Passport Bros make a significant amount of money when they go over there. If you can travel more than 3 times a year, you got to have a little bit of bread. I'm sorry, but the black community feels comfortable putting those guys aside because they don't really kind of want to deal with it. You know, understanding the fact that there is a small percentage of black men that are leaving. And that is, when I say small, and like Love Crossing Borders said, it is a small percentage, but it's very significant to the black community because black men are marrying out more. So if you get a small percentage of suitable black men that are leaving, that means a lot to the black community. But they can't say that because that makes them look like they're desperate to get you guys back here. So they won't say that. But I'm telling you, that's what it is. And we talking about small percentages, but yeah, it does make sense. The black community, we're not the largest minority in the United States anymore. And for one, it's because of all the child deletions, unfortunately. Okay? So yeah, so we're not the largest minority that belongs to Hispanics. Okay?